All right, Wednesday is here. Metal Summoners, thank you guys as always for joining us and hanging with us and starting your weekend right here in the middle of the week. As always, we're your Island of Misfit Toys, and we've got Angel Alamo, we've got the Empress Bobby Dreyer, we've got the Motley Crue himself, Psycho Steve, and I'm Jay. And we are very, very pleased to be cracking open our TMS alumni vault and bringing back a blast from our past and our good friend. We are speaking to the notorious Speed from Silvertung. How are you, brother?
I'm doing great, gentlemen. How are you?
Good, man. Good. Awesome. So super stoked to have you. And first and foremost, thank you for taking some time out of your evening.
No, man. Thank you guys. I mean, you guys are the rock stars here, not me.
No, we're not. No.
We're just common garden vegetables, brother. Well, Speed, let's jump right into it. First and foremost, the most recent news is you guys announced a pretty bitchin' tour with Tantric and Smile Empty Soul. So let's start right off with that. And how does it feel getting back out on the road in some bulk and actually doing some real dates over time?
After the pandemic, it's been fantastic. I think the touring world has had a massive shock to it, but to be able to come back out of the gates with a whole new lineup, we're pretty blessed. I feel very, very fortunate to be in the position that I'm in. To be honest with you, not everybody gets this opportunity, and we landed a really great opportunity with Smile Empty Soul and Tantric. My buddy Jared out of Tantric, their bass player, is an amazing guy. He approached me at a show that we were doing together. He said, "Hey, bro, how about doing a summer tour with us?" I'd love to. At the time, I had fill-in guys. I was like, "But let me get back to you." So that's kind of how that actually panned out. I mean, it was definitely a big question mark when it was brought to me. But again, I'm blessed and very fortunate that we're able to say yes. So starting August 19th, all the way to the middle of September, we'll be out with those guys.
That's awesome, man. That's so super cool. Since you touched on it, let's just hit on it real quick and just kind of knock it out already. Because of the pandemic and then all of the musicians, the bands being out of tour, off tour and stuck at home to a certain degree, you did find yourself in the unfavorable position of, I guess, for lack of a better term, being out of a band, not having your band anymore. Simply just to keep it on as positive a note as possible. But of course, you can speak on anything you choose to. Talk about the guys that you're playing with. Because when you did re-emerge with Silvertung, yes, the band did look different.
Re-emerge, I like that. Like that. And I'll lead into that why I say that. The funny thing is the drummer, my new drummer, Andy Romeo, was actually out on the road with me. We did 4 shows in a row. Right at the end of the pandemic, we had obligations, and he was one of the fill-in guys at the time. When we came off the road, he gave me a phone call, and he said, I was going to call you and tell you that I don't think this is for me. Yeah, I love the music. I love dealing with you. You're a great business person. He said, but dude, I got to tell you, now that I'm home, I'm going to go back out. And I was like, all right. He said, so count me in. I'm here for the long haul. So that was kind of where Andy and I met. And we met through a prior bass player who was actually a fill-in. So those two guys were friends. So I can thank Ryan for that. He brought us together. And it's been a wild ride since then, and we started doing a bunch of auditions. We had a ton of different bass players come in, and one guy that just stuck out, Jimmy Grimes. He stuck out. Like when he came to the first audition, he came like he had been in the band for 10 years, and our auditions kind of worked a really weird way. We had them not just audition, at rehearsals or anything. We also took them out and had them do a few shows. Reason being is we went to see put them under the gun. Let's see what they can pull off then. See what they can pull off then. And
So if they shit the bed, you're like, you suck.
exactly. As long as they could play the songs, that's all I cared about at the time. But when we brought Jimmy out with us, Jimmy and I are so much alike when it comes to a live show. I think we hit each other probably 10 times during the first time he played with us. Just kept running into each other. I was like, oh shit, dude, hold on. And I had to duck a few times because he swung around with his bass and he almost took me out with the headstock. So,
Oh, jeez. Sorry.
And then we had, in case you guys didn't know, this is Jimmy Grimes right back here. I'll let you know why. I'll tell you why he's here anyway. But, and then we had a bunch of auditions for guitar players. And this was the hardest position because, you know, it's not like you have to have a lead in every song, but we're very well known for like opening that spotlight up for a really good guitar player. And lo and behold, I don't know how many auditions it was. We landed a gentleman named Mark McKetty, who is a freaking crazy dude. I love his attitude. I love his personality. He's like a sarcastic, joking person. So we're always like, is he joking or is this for real or what? So, but his playing was phenomenal. Totally phenomenal. And when he came into his audition, he only learned like half the songs. And I was like, at the end of the audition, I was like, dude, you had 2 weeks. What you told me you had this. So he called me the next day. He was like, yeah, dude, he said, let me be honest with you. He said, dude, I didn't know who you guys were. I knew that you were a bigger band, but I didn't know if you guys were legit. Came in a week later and just killed it. Completely killed it. I mean, the dude was practically playing with his eyes closed, not missing a note. And because when he came for the audition the first time, he was just jamming on stuff. And I'm like, this dude can play. What is his effing problem? And he just nailed it. The second time in, he just nailed it. I get it. You know, you're a little bit insecure. You know, you don't know if the guys are really true, legit, or or they're just a bunch of hype. Yep. And lo and behold, and again, this flips for me because it's, I'm very fortunate with it. I found guys that I pretty much straight up and said, if you can't tour, don't even bother, because that's where we're going with this. And a ton of great guitar players came out and were amazing, but they couldn't tour. So, but again, here we are now, 2022, and have a full lineup with dedicated musicians that are just awesome. Not are they just awesome musicians, they're also really awesome human beings. They're very, very cool guys, very caring guys, and they're ready to work hard. And that's an added benefit for me.
Awesome, man. Hell yeah, dude. No, and that's great to hear, man. I mean, you deserve it, just like all the rest of the bands, musicians out there. I mean, it was uncharted waters for everybody, dude. And you definitely had a particularly bad and unusual situation. So we admire you for powering through it, brother. That was really, really awesome to see, man, for sure. So we're super stoked to still have you, man.
Yeah, I'm super stoked to still be here and not just treading water anymore.
Yeah, absolutely. Psycho Steve, the Motley Jew, let's bring you in.
So what can we expect for the new version of Silvertung? Since this is a new lineup, could we expect new material going out when you're going to first of all, you're playing Masquerade, which we're really stoked to have you and see you. So are we going to hear just some old stuff, or are you going to bring some new stuff to the show?
Well, I'll start off by saying how excited we are for July 29th at 2300 Arena.
Yep, it's right in the back.
We're reuniting with our brother Brad, so that's going to be awesome. we're hoping to have some new material completed by that point because we really want to get it out there. The silver, should I say, the new Silvertung sound, a little different from. It's a little heavier. Yeah, definitely heavier from what it was before. But that's purposely. This is the direction that I wanted to go in for, quite a long time. I considered us to be a rock band. Well, we kind of ride that gray line. We could be rock or metal, so why not embrace both sides of it and just come full at you with it? And we do have a few new originals that are written, not 100% completed, or should I say, not 100% satisfied yet. But we do want to road test them. So there is a really good chance by July 29th, you are definitely going to hear some new stuff.
Sweet.
Absolutely, for sure. Keep rolling with it, Steve.
Okay. So I don't have any musical talent because that's why I do radio. So the question is, how did you find these guys? Did you know them? Did you go out to like shows and kind of like poach them, or did they come to you, or did you put an ad in a local rag down near you, or like how did it come about?
No, I stood on the side of the road with the big signs flipping it.
Oh, right on.
No, I'm just kidding. But I'm not talented either, so I totally understand where you're coming from. No, I did a lot of research, and our manager David, which I'm sure you guys are very well.
We love Dave.
Very well.
With or without hair.
I think he looks meaner without hair. I think it's like, oh shit.
I think he looks awesome.
He could play the cowbell at Masquerade for you.
Well, he looks like a tall version of Mini Me right now.
Damn.
Wow.
But,
He shapes it pretty good. I'm impressed though.
Yeah.
Hey, I think all that really matters is that Kim seems to like it.
Yeah.
Remember,
yeah.
gentlemen, the less hair he has, the more head he gets. Okay? Just saying.
Speak for you. I don't think
Got a good point. Got a good point there. But no, I did a lot of research for musicians and a ton of ads, a ton of interviews, a ton of phone calls. It was insane. And I had to do it all on my own because there was no one else here. Outside of David, he was just kind of like vetting them for me when the emails would come in and say, hey, I think this is worth it. This is not worth it. This is worth it. This is not worth it. So yeah, it took a long time, but it was a lot of emails. My drummer, Andy, the only reason him and I actually hooked up is I had a bass player that was filling in who I met, who was going to be the permanent bass player, but things didn't work out for him either. Pandemic hit him pretty hard too, financially. So he walked and Andy stayed. It was good. It was good and it was bad at the same point. But everybody's got to do their own thing, and I totally respect everybody that has been here with me, and who is not here any longer. You got to do what you got to do. Got to do you.
Absolutely. 100%. Bobby, let's bring you in, bro.
You're
How about you unmute yourself?
But
You're still on mute. You got to stop watching Pornhub while doing the show.
I try to tell him that, but he doesn't listen to me either. I don't know.
No, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, Bobby.
I think now he's just fucking with us.
I think he broke his damn computer. Let's make fun of him because you
might have a virus.
Right.
Can you hear us though, Bob? Okay.
I think he got his cue. Well, anyway,
No,
because while Bobby's getting that fixed out here, I'll jump back in real quick, Speed, because I love a little play on words. And let's talk a little bit about the vinyl release that you guys emerged with.
Yes, I'm glad you mentioned that. Because I wanted to bring that forth.
Yay, vinyl.
It is vinyl, and this is our very first vinyl, as a matter of fact. So this has been pretty awesome. They actually come in two different colors. They come in silver and white.
What color is that? Is that the silver one or the white one?
This was the white one. Sorry.
Okay.
I don't know if you can. I guess it does look kind of weird on here, doesn't it? But nice, classy black cover.
Hold on 1 second so I can.
That is very, very cool. Zoom in on him, not on you,
Oh,
meathead.
hold on. I know, dumbass.
There we go. Boom.
There we go.
That is
Super speed.
awesome. You know what? It kind of looks like a laser disc.
Yes. Yeah, and it's thick like one too. It's like these vinyls are like really odd. It's like not a normal vinyl. You know, like how you feel some of the vinyls, they're kind of thin, they kind of bend a little bit.
Yeah.
Not these. If you guys want to see the silver one, I can show you guys this one as well.
Hell yeah.
Let me guess who did the graphics.
I can tell you who did the graphics.
Oh, that's cool.
I don't know which one I would buy. I'm a silver fan, but I'm leaning towards the white.
I like the silver myself.
Yeah, I like the silver one.
Yeah, I actually like them both, and they turned out fantastic. But the artwork on these was actually done by me.
Really?
It was my idea. I wanted to kind of go really, really clean,
Mm-hmm.
kind of classy, because it's not like a brand new. There's no new music on there. It was just kind of my way of giving back to the fans, because the fans kept saying, "Why don't you guys have vinyl? Why don't you guys have vinyl?" And I'm like, I don't see a purpose for us to put out vinyl. And then it hit me. I was like, you know what? There is a purpose to put out the vinyl, because the reason why we called it a merge is because we're showing you very first song on here is The Pawn. Very first album, very first song recorded.
Yeah.
The very last song is You're Fine, which is the very last song on the very last album recorded. So everything else in between is different. Like Dig is off of The Pawn. Justify is off of Devil's in the Details. Deja Vu is off of Devil's in the Details. Face the Music is off of Out of the Box. Devil's Advocate is off of Out of the Box. Taunted, Ain't That a Bitch, and You and Me are all off of Out of the Box, which has been shelved from a record company. And so we said, okay, we're going to do it our way then.
Mm-hmm.
So we decided to bring out a vinyl called Emerge to show you what the band used to sound like to what the band sounds like now, or what the band sounds like now. When we put out the new music, it's going to be who we are today.
That's awesome. And one other thing, as far as that goes, when it comes to the cover, and you were talking about, designing the album cover, and you like the clean look. You recently rebranded the Silvertung logo. Taking into consideration the last 2 years kind of got deleted, but I think you know what I mean by that.
Oh yeah.
After a very long history of, for lack of a better term, let's just call it the tribal design of the Silvertung logo, where your logo was, kind of sharper, you kind of rebranded it into the S and the S&T logo that you've been going with for probably about 4 to 5 years now overall.
About 4 years. Yep.
4 years now. So what was your thought process between rebranding? Because, you had the Sharp logo through obviously 3 albums before you put out it, but at what cost?
Yeah, and the main reason behind that is I've always felt that Silvertung's sound is very unique and very original. Yes, we have flavors of multiple different bands, should I say. But the logo was not as original as the music was.
Yeah.
So to me, the music, the logo kind of looked like Godsmack's. Very, very, very similar to it. And I like to be as unique and as original as possible. I know it's really hard to do these days because it's like everything has been done. But, the album, like when I decided to do the cleanness on the album, now David had a big part in that too, because he actually did all the layout work. So I sent him like like all this all this artwork, and he's the one that kind of cleaned it up and put the magic on it. So I definitely want to. I don't want to like discredit him for that because he did a lot of work behind that. But that's really why I wanted to change the logo.
Nice, man.
And the funny thing is now I'm seeing so many bands coming out with the circle. Like, okay, I guess I got to do some more research.
Nice. Hey, Bobby, I see that we got you back, brother. So let's kick
Can
it
you
to
hear me now, or do I need to do sign language?
You sound great.
Oh, we got you now.
You sound awesome.
What?
What? Well, you're deaf and Jewish. You
Hey,
know?
Sphincter says what?
So the cool thing is we talked about, I'm going to bring up both Daves. So we talked about David Snowden. Give me a little bit of background. Give everybody a little bit of background, your introduction there. And then I'm going to go with another David, Mr. Ivory, who, we'll talk about. But I want to find out about how your relationship started with Mr. Snowden.
He hit on me at a club, and no, I'm just kidding. No,
He's got that thing about him. And now that he shaved his head, he's like Rob Halford. Yeah. He's breaking the law.
Dave's my man. He's funny. No, we actually had a mutual friend. Silvertung was writing some music for a local TV series, and his friend was the host. We ended up at a club together that Silvertung really kind of like flourished in and became a name. I don't want to say a household name. We just became a name at that point. And we kind of like met each other there. The gentleman, Johnny, introduced us. He said, "You got to meet David. David is this, David is that. He kissed this, kiss. That's all I heard was kiss."
Yeah.
So I was like, wow, okay, this guy is really into Kiss. So after that, his fiance at the time, Kim,
We love Kim.
came and saw a show, and one of her big bands that she really likes is Godsmack. And at that time, we were doing a few covers, and Godsmack was one of them. So Kim goes home and she's like, David, you've got to see this band. You've got to see them. You've got to talk to them, David. I'm telling you. And he's like, well, who the hell are you talking about? And she said, this band Silvertung, you've got to go see them. And he was like, I already know them. I'm already talking to them. So at that point, we were just kind of like, you got to remember the time that we hooked up with David, I knew jack shit about the music industry. And I still know jack shit about the music industry. But it was worse back then. So when David approached us, he came to me as a very honest person. And usually that's the case when someone is not being honest with you. So I kind of had my guard up for quite a while. But David and I, we shared a lot of experiences, and he told me all about his background. And then I bored him with my background, of course, because when he tells you his background, just don't say anything, because it really doesn't.
Oh yeah,
matter.
Yeah. You feel that big.
Yeah. And he was like, so what's your experience? And I was like, I don't know, man. Just, I play in a cover band. I don't know. I can't top that. So that's how David and I became friends first. And then I was at his house one day, and he was telling me what he did for all these 80s bands. And I think Slaughter was one of the big bands.
Yeah.
And he was telling me.
He was with Vinny.
Yeah. He was with Vinnie Vincent from Kiss at the time. And I said, oh yeah, like David could take Silvertung and help me make Silvertung something. And
well, I got to interrupt. So with David, then another good friend who is sadly not with us anymore, and that would be Mr. Alex Richter.
Yes.
The big man, who we love, who had no fucking filter whatsoever. But
David talked a lot about that gentleman.
oh God, I loved him to death.
Yeah, he said he was a great dude, and unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to meet him. I've met a lot of people through David, but not him. I know when David, and this is maybe about 6 or 7 years ago, he called me up and said, "Hey, what are you doing tonight?" And I said, just writing music. Why?" He's like, "Well, I'm gonna pick you up. We're gonna go to a show." And I was like, "All right." So we ended up down at the 930 Club in Washington, and I said, "Who are we going to go see?" When we get there, and it was Ace Frehley.
Wow.
So I was like, "Oh, this is cool." Okay. And then he goes, "Oh, look, come on, let's go backstage." And I'm like, "We're going to go backstage." And he's like, yeah, come on. So I was like, "All right." So we walk in the room and there's Ace Frehley. And I'm like, "Wow, this is pretty cool." And I'm thinking, man, this dude's like a huge, huge rock star. It's like, and not only is he a huge rock star, he's just a big dude. Like all the other guys in Kiss that I've met, they've all, their heads are even not egos. I'm talking like the size of their heads are huge. So I'm thinking to myself, wow, this dude is like, I've met some serious rock stars, but I never thought I would ever get a chance to meet who he, like, I don't know, maybe two years later, he introduced me to Joan Jett. And I didn't really know who Joan Jett was that much. I've heard of her, like, whatever. Well, Dave and her have been really, really good friends for a very long time. And I had the chance to actually like sit there and talk with her. So, and this is a legend. She's a legend. And that's kind of who David is.
Rock and roller.
But you never know by talking to David that he knows all these people.
Yeah, Dave's amazing. And when you guys came on the Kiss Room with us too, that was with me and Matt Porter back.
Oh yeah, Matt Porter, yeah.
It's our buddy. But yeah, you guys came on. It was that's how I got introduced through that. But then I'm going to bring up the other David right now, which is David Ivory. So talk a little bit about your background of there, how that came about.
David Ivory, he somehow, somewhere, we don't know, and I never even asked, so maybe that's my ignorance. He heard the song "Never Too Late," and he was like, "Wow, who is this band? I have some ideas that we could probably throw into this song." So he gets a hold of David Snowden. David and David talk, and they get some things worked out. Next thing you know, we're in Philadelphia in David Ivory's studio, re-recording "Never Too Late," which I thought to myself, why are we recording it? There's nothing wrong with it. And David Ivory proved me wrong. There were some things missing in that song, and he kind of brought that forth.
It's great. He talked about it a couple times and said, when he played it to me and when you guys came into Monaco and that, and, I've learned a lot through Mr. Ivory, and same thing with Mr. Snowden. Look, never, just when you think you know something, you don't know.
I've already told myself I don't know anything.
Yeah.
Because every day is a new day, and you just got to take it for what it is. I learn something new every single day. I mean, even with the new guys that I have, I'm blessed to have them around me, one, but two, these guys also teach me a lot of things. So,
well, that's really cool. Jay, back to you, brother, man.
No, absolutely, man, for sure. And so we're going to bring in Angel because it's that first time of the episode where we get to bring in the Tongue Nation, the Metal Summoners, and all the fans for some questions or comments for Speed. Before I kick it to Angel, I did get a text from actually one of my nearest and dearest, who I think Speed. My friend Sammy Ann just texted me going, "Oh my God, I love Speed. He's fantastic," and she really misses traveling near and far to come and see you. So she wanted me to send her love to you.
Oh, I love Sammy. Sammy's so awesome. I mean, and the thing is, when we were ever in her area, I mean, even 3 hours from her area is what I'm talking, 3-4 hours, where she would travel as far as she had to. She's amazing. She's definitely an amazing person. And I've been watching some of her stuff that she's been doing online too, and she's like really like a very, very positive, uplifting person. She's just a great person. Beautiful, beautiful soul.
Absolutely, 100%.
Thank you, Sammy. Thank you so much.
For sure. Sammy, love you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Love if you're still with us. Angel, it's all you, my guy.
I just want to say that, look, it's really fucking awesome when one of your peers takes the time to come on the show and just give you kudos. I'm talking about is American Jet Set. They hopped on the comment section
Nice.
to give you kudos for playing a great kick-ass show that they played with you guys before COVID. Now I find the damn comment. Yeah, so it's always, like I said, it's rock and roll. Is, we're all in this together, so it's always really cool when another band comes on the show to give kudos. That's always.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say it was at the Vet Fest. American Jet Set is badass. If you guys get a chance to go out and see them, you've got to go see this band. They're badass. They're just a great band.
American Jet Set.
They're awesome.
Where are they from? They're from Maryland. Am I right?
I believe so. Yes.
Yeah.
Great bunch of guys too.
So there's one thing that you've done that I've never seen another band do, and I'm going to bring the picture up because it's on your website for merchandise. They have cool T-shirts, a bunch of awesome stuff. My favorite, well, okay, there it is. It's $15.
I'm getting a pair for Tony.
I was going to get some for you, Bobby. I was thinking about that.
Right. Yeah, I'm getting a little tongue and groove.
It's summertime. You want to get laid. Go to the website. It's only $15, people.
So where are the silver tide assless chaps?
Sold out. We're out of stock.
They sold out. And they got T-shirts. You can get the T-shirt as well. T-shirt and that. Look cool.
I think we need to talk about the leggings, Speed.
No, we don't have to talk about the leggings.
It's summertime. People want to get laid in the summer. We've had COVID and all that stuff, so
yeah, I had COVID at the time. Oh. I had COVID at the time I wore the leggings.
But whose idea was it for this one? Because it's a really cool idea.
I have to give props to Angel on that.
Not me.
My better half is she's extremely, extremely talented. Not just a beautiful woman, but she's also extremely talented. And she that was her design. So
that's a great idea, dude. Because I was gonna buy the T-shirt. I'm like, wait a minute, I gotta buy that.
Lisa's gonna love that.
I tell you what, this is a big seller, to be honest with you guys. It is a keychain.
Oh, nice.
And I'm totally shocked that it has been selling as well as it has. But this is not just a standard keychain. This is also a weapon. As heavy as this thing is, it's a weapon. Sorry, I just had it right in front of me. You were talking about merch, so I was like, shameless plug.
Hey, look. Hey, we get it. Definitely got to buy the T-shirts and all that fun stuff. But when I saw that, I'm like, that looks pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, they're called boy shorts in a nice way so that we don't have to call them booty shorts. But that doesn't mean boys should be wearing them. We've already tried this. It doesn't work.
I feel like they don't secure.
Wait! I got the leggings. Hey, if Van Halen could do it, Silvertung can.
But I like it says
Silvertung did.
But it's cool that it says got tongued.
Yeah. That wasn't my idea either. So I can take no credit for that.
But it's fucking brilliant though.
She is. She's definitely brilliant when it comes to that guy. She's just a smart person anyway. So I always ask questions for her. I mean, how do I sing this? And she'll tell me. So.
Yeah, but when it comes to merch, man.
Yeah, she's the brains behind a lot of that stuff.
And you can still get the vinyl for $25 on the website.
Yeah, and the sad thing is we had a bundle sale prior to as we put this out, and you could have gotten everything so much cheaper. And we tried to like push it and push it and push it, and we sold quite a bit. But we were really trying to get it out there just to kind of give back to everyone because we knew on the back end how much all this cost us. We were like, let's take the hit on the front side, and then we'll have to raise the prices because that's the only way we're going to make money. And that's just being honest.
No, I mean that's awesome that you just coming up with like different ideas for merch because I look at your website and you got like a whole bunch of cool stuff that people can get and so on. So get merch, especially those. It's summertime, people. People want to get laid. Get a cool Silvertung t-shirt. You never know. You might meet somebody, but like, oh, you like that band?
It shows they are definitely the talk at the merch table.
Yes, indeed. And the vinyl is worth every penny. Thanks, Nick.
Yeah, we've been getting a lot of. There was Abe. I just saw a glimpse of Abe up there. He was just saying something about the vinyl. Yeah, we've gotten a lot of responses on the vinyl. A lot of people are saying the vinyl sounds better than a CD. We also have a CD version of that too. This has 2 extra songs on it. The vinyls does not have Never Too Late, and it does not have Burden on there, but the CD does. But we've been getting great responses on the vinyls. They're saying that the vinyl sounds better than a CD.
Nice.
Which was remastered by Stephen Wright.
Awesome. I guess my question is, you definitely plan on working on new music. So I'm guessing as far as releasing a record, would that have to come in 2023 because you're touring this summer? And if I'm not mistaken, you're also planning a fall tour?
Yes. A full-length album probably won't come until 2024, probably. Okay. If I'm speaking realistically. Only reason why I'm saying that is because we're going to release a bunch of singles. And in order to like really get your money's worth on these singles, you have to tour on each one of them. So we're going to spread ourselves extremely, extremely thin to get ourselves out there. We're hitting a ton of new territory on the Loss of All Things with Tantric and Smile Empty Soul. And then in the fall, we're going to just continue to keep hitting a lot of locations that we have not been able to put our feet into. And that's one of the biggest goals for Silvertung for 2022 is to get a lot of that out of the way, but also to get it set up for a bigger tour in 2023.
Awesome.
A lot of hard work that I didn't think I'd have to face, but I'm fortunate enough to be facing it. So thank you. I appreciate everybody's support with that.
And I'm guessing that Steve is online purchasing those shorts. He's really concentrating. Which size do I get?
Why did they say boy shorts?
Because we felt we felt that it was nicer to say boy shorts instead of booty shorts. That's truly what they are, is booty shorts.
Well, yeah. I'm looking at it. I'm like, first, it looks like it's got a man pouch in the front, but you know. That's why I was saying boy shorts. Are you selling them to the Catholic Church or something? You know?
Damn.
Hi, buy your boy shorts. If you're a priest, you get a $10 discount.
And they have extra large.
You're a Michael Jackson fan, you get them for free.
Yeah.
And they have extra large.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
All right. So Speed, we touched base on it a little bit off the air before we came on. So let's talk about one of the reasons that we definitely also wanted to have you on, and it was to promote Angel's Backdrop there. Because you said you wanted to have a little bit of fun at our ever so loved Bradley as well.
Yes.
But you are playing, like you said in the interview as well, at 2300 Arena for Masquerade at the end of July in Philadelphia. So talk a little bit about getting hooked up with Brad for that festival. And that's got to be something that's pretty exciting for you to play as well, just with all the massive amount of bands.
Yes. And there a lot of our friends are on there. The Lonely Ones, we were touring with them when they were Boba Flex.
Yep.
September Morning, we've been out with those guys. So it's like, yeah, this is going to be a great. But the real reason behind all that is, Brad hit us up back right before COVID and had this all set up and ready to go.
Yep.
And then, of course, it got pulled, I think twice, actually.
Yeah, it's our third reschedule.
There we go. So when this one came around, we were fortunate enough to get put back on the bill. Thank God, because we definitely wanted to be a part of this. Because the first time we met Brad Lee, I think we were doing, it was one of his slimy Sundays.
Mm-hmm.
And first time ever working with him. And we're sitting there waiting for the meet and greet. And we had been talking for like quite a while about hiring a tour manager for us, because things were just getting so busy at that time. I was like, I can't handle all this. I don't even get a chance to sleep. I mean, I can't sing as it is, and if I don't get any sleep, I can't sing at all. So it was tough, and we were talking about these things, and Brad had everything set up, and it was like so well organized. And I'm like, man, this is how it should be. All promoters should see this. And something happened, and I'm not 100% sure. Somehow some of the fans got in prior to, and he lit that place up.
Yep.
I mean, if you were screaming through a microphone, you would have never heard anything else but Brad's voice screaming about, get everybody back out of here. We're not ready. We don't present ourselves until we are ready. And then right after all that, he took 10 minutes to tell his staff, this is what I expect from you. This is what you get paid for. And I just sat back and I looked at the guys and I went, that's who we need to work with. That guy right there. And lo and behold, we've been working with him ever since. Not as a tour manager yet, but but that's how we met Brad. And it was, I think a lot of people probably would have been scared of him at that point in time, but I was impressed. I was like, he's got his shit together. This guy knows what he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
And look at him now. This is probably one of his biggest shows ever. And this is probably nothing opposed to what he has going on up inside his head. So
I can assure you that's a very true statement.
Where else can you see 30 bands this summer?
Yeah,
exactly.
For a really cool price. And where else can you go rub Steve's head for free? He's hosting, you're hosting, Jay, so you can rub his head for free.
Yeah, I'll just be on the mic next to him, just like.
Yep. We're trying to sell tickets here, Steve. You got to take one for the team.
I will. I told you. I'll even bring the head wax, man. We're good.
I got head wax for you, Steve.
No, I'm sure you do, Bobby, and just an arsenal supply.
Tony, can Steve borrow your head wax?
But Speed, I remember that slimy Sunday. Yeah, dude, they cracked the doors early on us, and it was not something that you do at a BLE show.
What happened?
So that you definitely saw exactly what was accurate and what was right about that. But yeah, no, I definitely remember that as well, because we were getting ready to do like our staff meeting and get everything set up for the meet and greet and stuff. And then all of a sudden people just kind of started cruising in and we were all like, what? So no, I definitely get it on that. But that was, quite the impression I can imagine for you. But at the same time, like sometimes that's the impression to make as well.
Exactly. He meant business, and that is his business. Absolutely. I mean, I've seen a lot of artists, flip out behind stage at Road Crew, and they get a really, really bad name from it. But to be honest, that's how you keep stuff moving correctly, and people don't just take advantage of stuff. And to me, if you're organized like that, you got something going on.
Definitely, for sure. But actually, speaking of Crew, guys, just because he's awesome and I think he deserves it, and just because I think it's going to be fun, before I turn it back over to Steve, let's talk a little bit about Good Hair Mark, who has been with you for ever so long. So talk a little bit about the relationship with you and Mark, Speed. I don't think a lot of fans really know that.
Mark is my uncle. No, I'm just kidding. Mark is he's like an amazing music soul. The dude is like, I mean, of course, everybody think if you know Mark, greatest band in the world ever to him is Journey.
Journey.
So right off the bat, you kind of know that the guy's definitely got good taste. I mean, Journey, I don't think anybody could have went wrong with Journey, but his work ethic, his dedication to things, and just the way he carries himself is pretty amazing. He's just an all around, and he's like into everything. He wants to know everything. He doesn't want to just know, well, let me just do this one little thing and then I'll be good. He's like, I want to do this and then I want to do that. And next thing you know, he's gonna be driving the bus and singing for Silvertung. So I mean, hell, he's that kind of guy. He's just like he's all about everything that we're doing. Unfortunately, he doesn't get a chance to make every single show because of other reasons. But hey, when somebody pays you way more than Silvertung does, you got to make a move somewhere along the line sometimes.
Sure.
But he's just an incredible person, and he's so like, put it this way, I don't care if I needed water and it was a mile away, he would run and go get it before we started the show. That's
Absolutely.
just who he is.
For sure, man. 100%. No, we love Mark. Mark is absolutely fantastic. Steve, it's all you, my guy. Let's bring you back on in.
So we brought up Kiss quite a bit because of Snowden, with you being in a cover band. So would you say Kiss is your favorite band besides your own band?
No.
Okay. So who is your favorite band?
Alice in Chains.
Wow.
When I was growing up, the first band I heard was Alice in Chains. The first outside of Metallica, the first heavy band that I heard was Alice in Chains. But they had a different heavy. They had a different everything. Metallica was I was a big Metallica fan for a while too, but I caught on to Metallica like, I don't know, 90, 91, 92, somewhere around
the
there.
Black Album came out, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I had to dig in and listen to some of the older stuff, and I was like, holy crap, these guys are amazing. But when I heard Alice in Chains for the first time, my uncle had, I believe it was their CD or something, and he had played him and his buddies were, and they were jamming Man in the Box. And I was like, what in the hell is this? And my uncle was like, oh, you would never understand. I'm like, no, this is like incredible. So then I started digging into more stuff like that. And then Soundgarden, I got blown away by both bands, but Alice in Chains was like my, oh shit, that's what I want to do band.
Nice.
That was the band that I latched onto for that reason.
Wow. Did you get to see them with Lane?
Unfortunately, no.
Okay. What do you
I
think
have
of
seen
William?
them after that, though. I would love to have seen them with Lane. That would have been sick.
Yeah, I saw them when they opened up for Van Halen.
Oh, wow.
So
Such a weird blend, too.
Yeah, it
Kind
was.
of. I mean,
I think Facelift.
wow. And that was their first album.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it was pretty cool.
I also didn't realize that they were out in the 80s, too. So
Right.
that kind of blew
And
my
I heard
mind.
their stuff on, the soundtrack, and saw them on single soundtrack.
Mm-hmm.
I was just like, oh wow! And then I saw them, and Mike Inez and Rick and Jerry,
Yeah.
and their harmonies were just freaking incredible.
I think that's the thing that sold me was their harmonies.
Right. And then I saw them for the
Incredible band.
Unplugged. So
Yeah, they're an amazing, amazing band.
what do you think of
the,
William though? Do you
even
think
with the new
William's
guy,
picked up?
I mean, he's not Lane, but
Right.
that's a good thing that he's not.
Right. He puts it a little different flair.
Yeah.
I guess you could call
It's
it.
just like with STP, the gentleman that they have singing in that position.
Yeah.
He's not Scott, but he's still really, really good. I mean, we opened up for STP when Bennington was singing for them.
Oh, Chester was
Chester
in.
Bennington was singing for them at the time we opened up for him.
Wow.
It's ironic because we were backstage talking to him, and he caught a little bit of our show, and he was like, man, you guys look like you were having a good time. You guys sounded great, you know. And then, you know, it's a year later, it was like, what just happened? So we've been very, very fortunate with all the bands that we've actually shared the stage with, shared some festivals, shared short run tours with. Been a very fortunate band to be able to be in that position, but my goals are set much higher than that today, and now I'm like going after some really, really hard goals to get, but I think we can get them as long as we stick to what our game plan now.
Right on.
Sweet.
Absolutely. For sure. Bobby.
So the other thing too is with you guys doing all this, how do you break yourself apart to stand out? You know, there's so much noise nowadays. This band, that band, everybody's putting. So what are you doing to set yourself apart from, like you said, you know, you changed your branding because everybody kept seeing this. So now that you changed it, but what's going to set you apart from everything else?
And I don't. Hopefully, this doesn't come across arrogant because this is not what I.
No, dude. You know that's what I want. Is cocky. That's what's going to set you fucking apart. You know.
No, it's not even my cockiness because I don't think I could be as arrogant as most people. But I think my voice first off is going to keep us original, or the Silvertung sound, or branded part of that. And that by no means does that mean like I'm this amazing singer, because Jesus Christ, I'm not even close. But I think it's the uniqueness to the way I sing and way I bring it forth. But the biggest thing that I'm starting to understand and starting to see, especially with the new members, we're working so much on tones to bring a completely different sound than what we've had before, but to bring a completely different sound.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense. So I'm not trying to toot our horn or trying to sound arrogant, but I truly, truly believe that those things together is what's going to make us stand out. Again, because we ride that very, very fine line between rock and metal. And there's only so many bands that do that right now. They're either fully rock or they're fully metal. And then some of them that are fully metal go metalcore and even heavier. Silvertung could write a metalcore song. Who knows?
The four of us will tell you right now. We were just at M3, and I'll tell you the two band. Look, after 3 days, and I'll be honest, the only two bands that stuck in my freaking head the whole weekend was Friday night, and I'm going to tell you right now, it was Lizzie Borden and Doro. Everybody else has been doing the same shit. Lizzie's been around forever. When he came out, blew everybody's fucking mind. Doro gave 120%. And that's only my personal opinion. But I seen Lizzie Borden and I was like, Jesus Christ. I wanted more. I mean, that guy gave me 30 minutes and I'm like, dude, that was like the best BJ. And I was like, come on, keep going. Make me go 3 times. That's what I want. I don't care how great a singer you are or what. He came out the first song out of the gate and just said, I'm going to fuck your world up. We just sat there and went, wow, dude.
Well, I tell you, that's where I'm lucky, because the musicians that are around me right now are way better musicians than I am. So it's kind of like, now I got to up my game.
If you get a chance, those two individuals, she came out of the gate. I don't care if anybody critiques her age, this and that. And I'm going, she had such a big Wendy O. Williams, big middle finger in her hand. I'm just going, wow. And then we had the opportunity to do the interview afterwards. And I think the four of us sat in the room with Lizzie and just were like, what did we just watch?
I'm sure there were other Lizzie Borden fans that were at M3, but I would challenge any of them against me. Because I was like, when I saw that they were giving Lizzie Borden 30 minutes, I was like, y'all are fucking idiots. And I love me some M3. Don't get me wrong. I love M3. Every year, big family reunion. All the people I don't get to see but a few times a year. So I'm all about it, regardless of the lineup. Whether the keyboard warriors want to bitch and moan about what the lineup is, I don't really give a fuck. Man, I was so hyped that they put on Lizzie Borden. Oh. When I saw that they gave him 30 minutes, I was like, y'all are seriously crazy. You obviously did not research the kind of show they do. They're literally a theatrical performance band. And if you watch our interview on the Metal Summit's Facebook and YouTube, if you want to go see it.
Yes.
If you actually watch our interview, Lizzie never refers to the set as a set. He refers to.
And if you look at Jay's crotch, he had the biggest heart on that time, and I'm just saying that. You know?
Oh, it was going all the way down my pant leg and out by my ankle.
It was so like this. It was like Jay.
I'm surprised you could stretch like that.
He refers to his show literally as a script. He's like, I write a script for our performance, and I always thought that was absolutely like super fucking awesome. But right back down to you, Bobby.
No, I'm just saying, Speed, with all that there was, and not trying to compete, that's saying it was great. Lizzie's been around forever, and it was my first time seeing Lizzie live. When he came out with this fucking mask and what he did, and I'm shooting, I'm going, what the fuck am I watching? This is tripping me out. And it was, but not even that. The music was great. He gave a story on everything. It was kind of almost like listening to Queensryche the first time they came out. You just kept going, fuck yeah, Tate did this. And I'm just going, wow. But what are you guys going to do to set yourself apart? Doesn't need to be theatrical, because there's a lot of noise out there now, but you really need to do that thing that's really going to gravitate. Bring your older crew in, but the new regime in.
Yeah, and I think it's a lot of the new techniques that we're working with, especially with the two new songs that we're like really digging in hard. I'm singing a lot different on these songs than I do, only because it's kind of what when I write, or when we write, I feel the song. However that song makes me feel is what comes out. I don't know music theory. Everything is a feeling to me. So I challenged myself with some of these new songs because I wanted to sing different. But then also my bro back here, Jimmy, is
Hey Jimmy, I gotta say, what's your shirt say? Fuck what?
Fuck the system.
Yeah!
Our bros from Artifice in Tennessee.
Jimmy's got an amazing scream, like a death metal scream sometimes. And I think we're gonna mix that with harmonies and some odd changes and like the timings and so definitely the guitar tones and some of the underlining music. You're definitely going to see a different Silvertung. All we can do is hope that it's enough to stand out amongst all the noise. And if it doesn't, we're just going to keep being us. And hopefully that alone makes us stand out.
Good. All right,
Absolutely.
man. You be you.
But I tell you, you guys keep talking about M3. And I want to send this challenge out to whoever's booking M3. I know who it is, but whoever's booking M3.
Fuck it.
I'll say this: Silvertung gets booked there for a 30-minute set. That'll be the first time Silvertung comes out in spandex. All the members.
Oh no!
I'm surprised Bobby can stretch like that. I can't even do that.
Hey, buddies will make me throw legs over the ears.
Absolutely. No, for sure. But also, Jimmy, I wanted to send some hearts out to you, bro, because I saw your post and I felt for you on the recent loss of Trevor, bro.
Oh, fucking killed me, man. I got my sweater right here.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Yep.
So we talked about it briefly on a previous episode, Metal Summoners. You probably saw, but we recently lost Trevor from Black Dahlia Murder. So that's what that's what Jimmy and I are referencing for anybody who didn't know. But we knew that was an important band for Jimmy that he put out on social media recently. So just wanted to send some hearts out Jimmy's way for
Thank
sure.
you, man. Appreciate it.
For sure. Angel, let's kick it down to you, brother, and bring it in some more of the Tongue Nation and some more of the Metal Summoners if they've got questions.
Just a really good question. Justiana, Lori Davis wants me to ask you about your hair metal days.
Oh my God, I was like 10, 12, 13, I don't know. And I was actually playing bass when I was a kid. So watch your step there, Jimmy.
All right. Switch to a song.
Yeah, I tried to fit in with everybody and tried to follow everybody's leads. And I started off as a guitar player, and then I went to playing bass because the band that I ended up getting into, the deal was whoever the worst guitar player out of the three of us had to be the bass player, because nobody wanted to be a bass player. So of course I sucked, and those two guys were dual leading together. I'm like, I'll buy the bass tomorrow. Fuck this. So that was pretty much I've grown up and playing in other people's bands, and it never worked out for me. So I said, I'm just going to start my own band. And lo and behold, I'm still there.
Yeah.
My question is, what's your biggest challenge when you're out on the road? Because when you're the singer, like I said, you have the voice. That's your instrument. So what's the biggest challenge for you? Like, do you not speak when you're out on tour as much? Do you get a lot of sleep, water?
All of the above. My biggest issue that I have is, I have two big, really, really big issues that I have a very, very hard time staying out of the club while the other bands are playing, because I am a social butterfly and I just want to hang out and talk to everybody. And that is like one of my biggest challenges, especially for this tour coming up, because we only have 3 days off. And that's it. Every night there is a show, and my challenge is to stay out of there, not be that social butterfly that I like to be, and being there talking to everybody. And a lot of people don't understand with singers, if you're in a room too long and there's loud music, it kind of blows your ears out. Like, it doesn't damage your eardrums, what probably does, but it doesn't like damage your eardrums for that moment. It's when you get on that stage and now you're in a completely different tuning. It's really hard to dial in your ear. And that's one of the biggest challenges, because I have been told that some people feel that I'm being too much of a rock star and not coming off the bus and talking to people as much as I used to. It has nothing to do with that. My biggest issue is that I talk too much and then I burn out. And then I feel bad at the end of the night because I don't feel like I gave you 125% of what you paid to see. I don't care if you paid $5, $10, $50, whatever you paid. I want to be able to come out there at 125% and give you everything that you came there for. And that's like my biggest challenge, especially with this tour, is to stay on the bus as much as I possibly can. My second issue is sleeping while that bus is moving, because I can't. We had an incident on a tour one time. I had fallen asleep, and thank God the driver realized what was going on, swerved and missed a police car that was set off to the side of the road because it come up over the hill, And when he did, they were setting right there on the right-hand lane instead of off into the shoulder. Well, he swerved to miss him and bring us back in. It threw me out of my bunk. I smashed against the window, and then I came down on what we call benches, and like my shin went. Wasn't supposed to go that way, but it did. So I have a really hard time when the bus is moving. So I have to wait till we stop. That's when I get my rest. But those are my two biggest challenges when I'm out there as a vocalist. I'm pretty good at staying hydrated. That's always been one of my big keys. I don't drink before a show, and I won't drink after a show if we have a show the next day. If we have an off day, I might have a beer and hang out with everybody and just be social about it. But I'm totally against drinking before a show.
Me too.
Yeah, that was almost believable for sure. Steve, let's kick it to you, bro.
So Cliff Burton, though, if you think about it, sleeping on the bus.
Yeah,
It's
And
tough.
Ozzy and Randy too. Remember that?
Yeah. Well, he's not in a plane.
Sure.
no, for sure. But no, that's and also with that same bus situation, that was the same way that we lost David Z as well, as he was
Right.
unfortunately sleeping on his bus, and that bus wasn't even moving. It was actually off the side of the road, changing a flat.
Yep.
So you can never really know what's going to happen in bus land, 100% for sure.
No, there is some crazy stuff out there.
Yeah, absolutely. Steve.
Speaking of crazy, so if you can pick 3 members of any band to play with and make a band, and you would still be the front person, who would it be for your bass player, your guitarist, your drummer? You can add a keyboardist or another guitarist.
Wow, that's kind of hard. Living or dead?
Either or both.
Okay. I would definitely be like a backup singer for Lane or Lane Staley or Chester Bennington. I would definitely have them as my vocalist, and I'd be the bass player. But if I had to stay the singer, I would definitely for bass playing. Wow, that's a tough one because there's so many. I would probably definitely want to bring back Cliff Burton, without a doubt. I can only imagine what would be going on in Metallica right now if he was still around.
Do you think he'd still be in Metallica?
Yeah, I think Metallica would have taken a different direction though, because they always battled with that technicality thing with
Right.
Burton. What I read, but yeah, I would definitely take him.
Okay.
Mike Portnoy, without a doubt, amazing. And you might find this one a little strange, but I don't know, maybe not. On guitar, I'd have to beef up his tone a little bit, but Brian Setzer. Brian
Nice.
Setzer is insane. He's just an insane guitar player. To me, he's just an incredible guitar player.
Wow.
And then Michael Jackson's backup dancers, without a doubt.
Hell yeah. That's quite the show.
Sure.
Nice. We should,
I have very weird taste. I kind of go all over the place. Like when people talk about Prince, I'm like, that was God to me.
damn, dude.
Amazing.
With that lineup, you might have had a shot to win the contest that we just ran, because we just did a contest for some autographs from Gary Holt from Slayer, and it was build your ideal dream band. And damn, that's a good lineup.
Well, of course, you I could have had Prince on guitar. He wouldn't even have to sing.
No, just let him go and Prince it out.
Also, I see. Nancy just pulled out my like all-time man crush, Miles Kennedy.
Oh, Miles, yeah.
Yeah,
Dude is
Miles
so
Kennedy
amazing.
Is the shit.
Yeah.
He did his own vocals in Rockstar.
He's the only person that did. Yeah, no, that's super duper cool. But yeah, we just did a contest like that. So for anybody that didn't see, congratulations, Rob Nozica, on winning that. And I will send your prize out in the next couple of days. But Steve, let's talk a little bit about something out of Maryland. Let's talk a little bit about PRS, because you are with them.
PRS.
Yeah, PRS Guitars. So let's talk. So how did you get involved with them? And because this is also a conversation that you and I had one time, that for anybody who had seen you playing in Silvertung, you had always played black Les Paul style guitars, but you're doing like an orange, like sunburst, like yellow sunburst style. And I remember asking you one time about that. So I kind of like you to reiterate the story like that. But just talk a little bit about how you got involved with PRS and when they were designing your guitar, why you went with the color you did.
Yeah, with PRS, we were actually in the studio with Stephen Wright when we first made the approach to PRS. And probably 2 or 3 different times PRS came back to us and said, man, we've got so many rock and metal bands out there now. We really don't need another one. We were like, oh man, that really sucks. But my thought with PRS was I was always afraid to play the guitars because they look so good. I would rather just hang it on my wall and just say, hey, I have a PRS. But then we sent them some video. And I can't remember which videos we sent them, but I believe it was Devil's Advocate, and I think it was Face the Music, maybe, or You and Me. I can't remember. But they immediately came back and they were like, hang on, time out. I think we can work together, which I found shocking after being denied 3 times. So this proves the point. Don't ever give up. Keep pushing. So when we actually got the chance to like lay out our guitars, I almost went with a black one. I really, really did. But there was something about this vintage Sunburst that just blew my mind. And I was like, wow, this reminds me of that, because David used to have a poster or a photo of Ace Frehley playing, same color. And I thought, wow, that's a really, really beautiful guitar. So I went with all those designs, and you get to actually build your guitar, per se, not by your hands, but you get to build. You put all your colors, your frets, and what you want in the pickups. So we got the endorsement, and we went down to PRS. I think it's just right across the Bay Bridge, I believe it is, and they wanted to like send us through the factory so we could see how each one of the guitars were made. This got really, really crazy, because as soon as we showed up there, they were like, oh, you got to go upstairs. And the guy was like, oh, I'm not sure if your guitars are ready yet. I'm like, what? And he was like, no, I'm just kidding. So he brings them up, and one by one, we each get the guitars. And I kid you not, it was like heaven. I mean, you open up this case and it's like, oh, it's like, oh my God. I didn't even want to touch it. I didn't want to get fingerprints on it. I didn't want nothing on it. I just wanted to like hang it up.
It's like in the movies when you open a case and there's that glow.
Yes. And it was just, it blew my mind when I'm sitting there looking at it. And then they come up and they supplied us with acoustic guitars, and we felt like rock stars at that time. And I was like, man, this is like, PRS is like the shit. Yeah. And they took us down to walk us through the factory, and they start you off in this tour of the different blocks of woods that they use for each guitar. I wanted to buy just a block of wood and just put it in a frame and just go, that's what my PRS used to look like. It totally insane. And the factory is amazing. And the weird thing, we went all the way through the factory. We looked at all the electronics, the the mill machines and how they made everything and how they hand file everything or hand sand everything to your specs. Amazing.
Where are they based out of?
What's that?
Where were they based out of?
They're out of Maryland.
Oh,
Right
really?
across the Bay Bridge.
Yeah,
That's really cool.
I think it's Sellersville
Yep. Or Stevensville, or not
or
Stevensville.
Stevens. It's something like
Something like
yeah.
that.
That's really cool. I didn't know they made them there.
Yeah, but Paul Reed Smith's a Maryland boy.
Cool.
And we got all the way to the end in the paint area, and I'm looking at all the guitars because they hand spray paint everything, and they're like so delicate with these things. And I'm standing there and I'm looking at this one guitar, and I hear this guy come over and he's like looks through the guitars and he goes, "Aren't you guys Silvertung?" And I went, "Oh my God, yes." Well, next thing you know, we had all these people talking to us, and I'm like, I'm already in awe at that point. And now you got people that work for PRS that knows who we are. So it's like, holy crap. So it was like one of the best days that I've ever had, like going through all that stuff. But the PRS guitar, and now that I have it and I've played it so much, my 5th or 6th show in, I definitely cried. I got the first scratch.
Oh
my guitar.
Oh no!
Oh my God! You damaged your wood.
What did it come?
Yes.
What did it come from?
For me hitting another guitar.
Oh,
Being so crazy. I spun it up and around, and when I come back down this way, I smacked the bass guitar, and I was like, "Oh no!" I cried. I was like, "Oh my
man.
God! Oh my God!"
I hate when I dent my wood.
dude, that's crazy. Oh,
It was sad. I would have rather been kicked in the nuts.
for sure. Fans, just to let you guys all know, it is last call for alcohol. We're going to go around the table one more time with speed. So make sure you guys get your comments. Any questions that you want for him, get them into the comments now. So when we kick it to Angel, we can do that for sure. And before I kick it down to Bobby, I'm kind of going somewhere with this. I don't know how much traveling speed you've been able to do, obviously coming off of COVID or anything, but have you been able to go down to Nashville to the Gibson garage at all? Because I know you're a big Gibson guy.
Yeah, no, I have not.
Oh, well, I could help you out there, brother.
That's a beauty sitting right there.
You know what this is, don't you?
Yes.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, I meant you, Bobby. Sorry, but the guitar's nice too.
Well, I know. Look, it's like Christmas because I got a little bit of green and but a little bit of Brian right here.
Talk about some Brian Setzer. There you go.
Oh,
Is that a Gretsch?
it's a Brian. Yeah, of course it is. Look at those. Look at those cubes on there.
That's
Nice.
beautiful color.
I never
I said
knew Gretsch.
cubes, Steve, not pubes. Don't
Oh,
look
okay.
at my man unit.
I thought Gretsch only made drums until I seen the first Gretsch guitar. I was like, oh, they make guitars.
Yeah. One of my babies.
One of your 160 babies.
Hey, well, there's a little bit more. They're like rabbits. They keep coming. So
Nice.
Speed, I got to ask you this: if there's one guitar you would give your left testicle for, what would it be?
I already have it. My PRS.
Really?
But I already have it, so I don't have to give my left testicle.
Oh,
for it.
okay. If there's one guitar that you always wanted to play, what would it be?
Wow. I guess I can be honest about this one too. When we went and seen Ace Frehley, I even looked at David and I said, I want to play the smoking guitar. That's the one I want to play.
Wait, would it look like this?
How many guitars does he have?
160.
Yeah, 160.
Some people have children. Bobby has guitar.
Hello.
There you go. There it is.
if you're gonna get shocked, look, come on. How many people do an interview with fucking Van Halen pants on, holding an Ace guitar? Wait, hey, look. But I did get this from Gibson too. So we talked about miles.
I mean, if I would have known we were all wearing spandex, I would have put my Silvertung spandex on.
I want a pair of those boy shorts. I'm getting the boy shorts.
They're only $15. Small, medium, large, extra large.
Lisa just wrote a note. Are they spank proof?
Of course not.
But yeah.
No, but they're spanked endorsed.
Yes. Look, we're all going to get a pair of boy shorts and we're going to wear them on the 29th because it's my fucking birthday.
Dude, we got to wear those for your birthday.
Yes. We can do 29 spankings.
Bobby, keep rolling with it, bro.
So you talked about Ace. So your bass player is behind you.
Yes, Mr. Jimmy Brown.
So we need to know what kind of wood he loves to hold in his hand too.
An Epiphone goth.
Slide on over here. Slide on over here.
Any deep mahogany.
Deep, dark, and delicious.
It's gotta be real heavy.
So what are we playing for bass?
I'm a Gibson person too.
And
definitely a Thunderbird fan.
Oh, wait.
Oh, here we go.
Thunderbird too.
You really got him started now.
What have we done?
Yeah, he lives for this stuff. He's got Kiss Destroyer right there in right. He's got Kiss Destroyer in the background. The box set.
The 45th anniversary this past March.
Yeah, that's expensive.
So you have to be a very handsome, successful man to play this kind of Thunderbird.
Ooh, damn.
Ooh, it's a prototype.
Oh, is that the Gene Simmons?
It's number 3.
Oh my God!
And with Mr. Gene Strap.
Wow, that is awesome.
So yes, if you're going to play a Thunderbird, and as you can see, it's got the so you don't get like
that's shiny.
Of course, dude. I love my wood. These guys will know that.
You got Motley singing in the background.
Oh dear God, be careful with it.
Jace Cat.
I've seen it lean a little bit, like
Almost gave me heart.
That's because Jay won't be one-upped by anybody.
Wait a second. But if you're gonna play a Gene bass, you got to go unplugged.
Very nice.
Is that what he played unplugged?
Yep.
Yeah, the Kramer.
Nice.
So,
Beautiful.
Damn.
Yeah.
Looks like Jay up here. He's got a nice.
And Jay's got a cat that sings.
See, now you got
Very
to
nice.
Hold on one second, Jay. Let me bring you on it.
Yeah, I want to. Yeah. Come on, Angel. I want to be a thing too.
Damn.
Okay, next Wednesday it's Spandex Wednesday.
Oh.
Spandex Wednesday, nice.
Ooh, Gothic black.
Yeah, this is one of Nikki Sixx's bass.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
But when he did the Deep Six line, it doesn't even have any knobs. It just has a switch.
The kill switch. Yeah.
Just got the kill
God.
switch. So
I love that you don't have a knob, Jay.
they get in my way.
Is that kind of like a trans bass?
That's on a whatever gives Jay enjoyment at any given time base.
That's a Caitlyn Jenner bass.
This is a judgment-free show.
Oh, okay, that's how I feel.
But yeah, for sure. We do love our toys.
Oh God. I love it. The older I get, I'm like, oh my God, wow, really? I can only wait. We got Steve's birthday coming up. Steve,
Yep.
wait till you see what I'm wearing at your birthday.
Oh boy.
Yeah, baby, beach time.
Now I know what to get Steve for his birthday.
Oh, great! It's good. We're gonna go from Bobby to Beach Bunny. But on that note, let's kick it over to Steve.
Hey, Steve, what size are you?
Well then.
What size is your
It's getting that late in the evening now.
What
Ooh.
would you got?
Speed's like, I don't drink, but where did I put that bottle at?
Where's that bottle of cold cock at?
He's like, he's like, that's why that's right. I signed on to that show.
Love the guys who own Cold Cock.
That's Kerry King from Slayer.
Yeah, Kerry King and David Dreamin.
Right. My cousin was their rep that put the tours together, Adam Grayer.
Oh, I know Adam. Adam used to work for Jaeger.
Jaeger, yeah.
Yeah.
He was
And my
our rep
buddy
when we were with
worked
Jägermeister.
with it too. All those, I did a bunch of shit with those out in L.A. and Nam and shit.
Yeah. Adam was our guy at Jaeger.
Yep. That's my cousin.
He's a great dude.
Yeah. Now he's working for Dell or something.
Hey,
Let me put this away.
pays the bills.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Really good at math. He got his master's in math from Rutgers. I'm horrible at math. I'm a bad Jew, so it's okay.
So, Speed, I got to tell you, because, you got to have a Paul Stanley. And you got to do the lisp.
Oh,
Is that an Ibanez version?
Oh, yes. It's the first year that it came out.
Oh shit!
had to be 92.
No. that's
No,
like-
this
No.
is early. This
That's like
is
70.
this is
79?
like 82.
Oh.
80 What? Is that the PS1?
Yeah, it's first year.
Okay.
Oh wow!
Wow, 40 years ago.
Nice.
Yeah, that's things older than you guys. Man, my wood's older than you guys.
Jesus Christ, Bobby. But anyway, I still got to steer it back to Steve.
All right.
Okay. So, what was your first concert, both of you?
My first concert. Wow. Was it 90? 91?
Okay.
90 or 91. Or wait. It was a stadium tour with Metallica. Was that 90?
Yeah, it was Guns N' Roses, Metallica, and Faith No More.
That was 90, summer of 92.
92. That's what it was.
Or
I
if
saw
you
it at
did
Giant
Monsters of
Stadium.
Rock.
I was blown away.
Right.
What an amazing show. All the way around. I mean, there was not, there was a lot of hype about, about, I think it was Limp Bizkit. Everybody was like downing them or something. Is it Limp Bizkit?
No, it was Faith No More, Guns N' Roses, Metallica.
Faith No More.
Faith No More.
Everybody was downing Faith No More, and I was like, I like Faith No More. I don't know what you guys. They were like, oh, they don't fit the bill, and I'm like, yeah, they do.
Yeah, they do.
Just because you heard the one song with the piano at the end, that doesn't mean shit. You
Yeah,
gotta listen to the rest of it.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
If you know anything about Mike Patton, dude, with what he's doing with Mr. Bungle, that guy can get heavy.
Tomahawk.
You guys need to have our guitar player Mark. He is in love with him. Mike could do no wrong. Anything he touches,
It's true.
Mark is like, he's God. He's God.
We can make that a thing. Mark's invited.
Yeah, I mean, I'm telling you, he's like all over that dude.
Jimmy, what was your first concert?
Yeah.
Ooh. I probably don't actually remember my first because my parents they grew up like flower power. Like my mom saw the Beatles when they first came to the United States.
That's awesome.
She has her ticket stub still. I mean, they went to so many concerts. I think the first one they brought me to, I don't remember everyone was playing. I know Three Dog Night was playing.
How old are you, dude?
How old do I look?
Well, I'm 18. So let's go that
There
way.
you go. There you go. That's a good age.
I said I have Botox, not buttocks.
Let's see. My parents took me to see America.
Wow.
And Cheap Trick was playing too.
What
So
a
I grew up with a lot of good music. A lot of vinyls playing at all times. My first actual show that I wanted to go to, where I was like, these are my bands finally. I think it was Ozfest '98.
Oh,
Nice.
nice.
Got to see Tool before they started adding the light show. It was just like pure raw Tool. Who else was it? Ozzy, of course, was fucking amazing. Just seeing him finally like live. He had like this like fire hose. He was like spraying everyone down. Absolute insane. I saw Snot.
Snot.
Snot. I don't know if you guys know Snot. They unfortunately their singer died before they really got started. They were a very promising band.
Dude, Ozfest '98 had fucking Coal Chamber, who I love.
Chamber. Yep, Coal Chamber was there. Who else? Who else I see? Oh, Incubus.
Wow. Yeah.
I was very fortunate to see Incubus. I think that was right when Science came out.
Yeah.
And, I think that was the band that blew me away the most when I actually was there. And I was just like, because I'd never heard of them before, and they just had the most original sound I'd ever heard. And I was just like, who are these guys? And like, I had to buy a CD like the next day.
Yeah, you saw them before they got to MTV.
Yes.
Yeah. Like.
Yeah, Brandon Boyd still had his like super long dreadlocks. Like, it's really cool. That was like my first actual show that I wanted to see was like a giant festival. It's like the best festival of all time back then, you know.
No, that's cool, dude. Because you had early Seven Dust on that tour, also.
Yeah.
Yes. There were just so many. Like I can't remember them all. It was an amazing day though. I think that was actually like my birthday present that year.
I think I remember seeing Seven Dust in like 2003.
Oh, nice.
And then like in 2011, we were opening up for him. I was like, okay, I can handle this.
they just came through town too, like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, weren't they at Ram's Head or something?
Yeah, they Soundstage. I think they played like no, it was Ram's Head. Friday the 13th.
Oh, that is good stuff.
Dude,
Motorhead was on Ozfest too.
Who was?
Motorhead.
Oh yeah, Motorhead
Yes,
was
Yes,
there.
holy shit! Yes, I saw Motorhead. Got to see Levy, dude.
I got to see Motorhead when they were on. We played the Mayhem tour, and Slipknot. It was Slipknot, Slayer, and Motorhead were the headliners. And on the third show, we had a day off the next day. That was the first time the first and last time I got to see Motorhead.
Wow.
Yeah, and the craziest thing is they had Motorhead on the side stage for Ozfest.
Damn.
Life of Agony was on that.
Life of Agony. First introduced them. I'm not an East Coast boy, but all my family was out here. So when we come out to visit the grandparents and everything, my dad surprised me with like East Coast Ozfest. So I think it was out in Camden.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Before it got bad.
I never got huge into Life of Agony, but I always paid attention because the guys all know, and anybody who's watched this show long enough knows that I'm a lunatic for typo negative. So I paid attention to Life of Agony, out of respect for Rob. Even though I thought that, Johnny Kelly jumped right into that chair and just killed it. I was always going to pay attention to those guys' other projects because I was familiar with Peter from Carnivore before there even was a typo negative. So that was super cool. But yeah, I never got hugely into Life of Agony, but I like to pay attention to those guys a little bit for that same stylistic thing, and they're always fantastic.
Yeah, I remember their set too. That was really good. I saw a bunch of kids wearing LOA shirts. I was like, what is this? And I saw that, I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, River Runs
Good
Red
stuff.
is such an amazing album.
So I got to ask you guys, is there a cover song that you would, whether it's your parents or whatever, that you guys would love to redo and make it your own?
We have been trying to find something. We have not found anything yet.
Are you open to suggestions?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, but
You
I
mentioned
mean,
Prince.
opening your wheelhouse, you think about a lot of the bands who really went into the dark hole and just went taking anything like I don't care anymore, taking old Phil Collins and Sound of Silence and those type of things and making it their own. But is there that tune that would just go, yeah, we could do that and fucking do it to justice?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like giving it respect.
Yeah. Yeah. We've gone through so many songs. I mean, I even brought out some Smashing Pumpkins.
Nice.
How about a Prince song?
I don't know what we could do with and do it well.
Okay, like Darling Nikki, because Foo Fighters was also on Ozfest, so that's what made me think.
Honestly, Speed, considering I go so far back with your catalog, dude, I think you could do a quality Silvertung spin off Let's Get Crazy.
I never thought about that song. Yeah, let me write that down.
Or taking it and look, trying not to do a cover version, but do homage. Like if you took Sign of the Times and did it a Silvertung way, trying to take it to another area that people go, oh wow, it's a fucking Prince tune.
Yeah,
Badass.
yeah. If we do a cover song, that's how we're gonna end up doing it. It's not gonna be like playing a cover song. It's gonna be like making it give it that Silvertung twist, without a doubt. When we do one, again, we keep going through songs. We'll always somebody will come in rehearsals and we'll be like, "Hey, what about if we did this?" Or like our guitar player Mark, he'll play everything and anything. Like he just did a playthrough of a Boy George song, and it was just like, what?
Like if you guys, and speaking of that, if you took a fucked up version of I Want Your Sex and really just fucking nailed it and fucking metaled it out and just did something just badass.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? Or Father Figure and really just fucking just did it like, that's Father Figure?
Yeah. Yeah, and that's another thing is take something that wasn't like a huge iconic hit, but it was still a hit. And
yeah, you take those tunes and just like, I mean, there's a lot of wheelhouse songs that you sit there and you just go,
yeah. I would really love
Aqualung. I mean, just things that made the way they did it, or Priest, the way they took a lot of Joni Mitchell's tunes and everything. Joan Baez.
That's another.
You took Diamond and Rust and just went, what the fuck?
Yeah.
For sure. Angel, let's kick it up to you, brother. Is there anything final from the Tongue Nation?
No, just very grateful that you was able to join us, and definitely looking forward to seeing you at BLE July 29th. And man, just want to thank you for your time, man. Really appreciate it. Love your music. Looking forward to seeing you guys out on the road.
Thank you. Thank you guys so much. I mean, it's definitely going to be an amazing summer for Silvertung. I mean, and all the way at the end of our tour, we have the Blue Ridge Rock Fest is one of the last shows on our tour. I mean, how can you really kick it off to the ending of all that? It's just like, I'm sure we'll be burnt out, but we'll make it happen.
We'll be happily burnt out.
Yeah, but we definitely cannot wait for the Masquerade though. The Masquerade is going to be a blast. We're going to get to see all you guys, right?
Yeah. Yep, we will all be there. Absolutely.
Well,
Steve?
I'm coming up a little late, but I'm bringing a very tall, dark gentleman later that evening with me.
Do tell.
He's a bass player. Let's just put it that way, and he may play left-handed.
Oh, really?
That's because he's staying here with me.
Yeah. Absolutely, for sure. So, Speed, Jimmy,
And he
before
is deep, dark, and delicious. No,
aren't they all, Bobby?
well, it's Uncle Doug.
Exactly. Dougie from King's X.
Nice.
So Speed, Jimmy, before we cut you guys loose, where can you guys be found for all the fans and people that are looking for you guys?
The easiest way to find us is on silvertung.com.
Yep.
And also, just to let everybody know that we do have a Twitch that we do every Monday Madness on now. We moved from Facebook. We took it on the Twitch, and we have way more fun there.
All right.
Way more fun. So if you guys get a chance, come over and visit us over on Twitch on Monday night. Monday Night Madness is always going to happen. Even when we're out on the road, it's going to happen. I don't know how it's going to happen on the road, but we're going to make it happen.
What is Twitch? I'm like the old part of this. What the hell is that noise?
I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out too.
It sounds like
Yeah, me
killer
too.
bees.
Well, it's a different, Bobby. It's a different kind of streaming service, and we'll get it. We'll get into
there,
that one a
it
little
just
bit off
ended.
the air too, just because whatever this buzzing is a little bit bizarre for sure. But
No, it ended.
oh, there we go. Cool. Yeah,
aliens.
it's a different kind of streaming service.
It's aliens.
Yes.
What kind of? It's a streaming service.
Yeah, it's another streaming platform. So it's like you guys stream on Facebook and YouTube.
Is it
Yeah.
like Grindr?
Yeah. So Facebook, YouTube, Twitch. It started off mostly as a gamers platform, like to stream video games while they're playing them. But now it's pretty much everything. People like just have talk shows on there, and that's pretty much what we do. We just hang out with the fans and talk about our week, talk about plans. So just kind of interact with fans.
Wow, I didn't even know what the hell.
yeah,
Hey, Wisconsin.
Yeah, we're going to be there this weekend.
That's why I'm here.
We're going to be at the Bratfest on Friday
Oh,
up in Wisconsin, and we're at the bowling center in Wisconsin as well.
Coral Lanes Bowling Center.
They do an
Nice.
outdoor event, which is crazy. So we're going to go bowling, and then we're going to go do a show.
yeah.
That's awesome. Well, Speed, we can't thank you enough. Jimmy, we can't thank you enough for getting involved as well. So we appreciate you guys spending some time out of your evening to hang with us. So fans, Metal Summoners, Tongue Nation, make sure you guys are getting out. Silvertung out on tour with Smile Empty Soul and Tantric. Also making a stop in Philadelphia at BLE, Bradley Entertainment's Masquerade. 3 days, 30 bands. Metal Summit's going to be there. So we always appreciate Brad and Angie and the whole BLE camp for showing us a lot of love and letting us be involved with them. So we thank them very much. Also, a special shout out to Strong Jewelry, as well as Dave with Vintage Vinyl Bel Air. Like I said before, he did the donations for the recent giveaway we did for the Gary Holt autographs, and we'll definitely be doing more work with them in the future as well. So thank
Jay,
you to
real
Strong.
quick.
Thank you so much to Dave. What's up, Bobby?
Real quick. So we got where's the Motley Jew? Let's talk about this event that we have coming up there, brother.
Absolutely.
Wait,
On
now you're muted. Oh my God, we got the muted Jew.
June 26th, Bar Anticipation, or as well known as Bar A, Belmar, the Rock and Recovery Foundation, and the Metal Summit presents Oh Lordy, Psycho Steve's turning 40 again. We are having inside voice. Could we mute him? No. Right. 9 bands. We got the Blues Vultures. We got Whiskey Grin. We got Monte Carlo. Jack Frost is putting a band together for me with a bunch of people from the Jack Frost Coalition, the Jay Giles Band, a bunch of other people. We also have, let me think who else. Hold on, I got the list right here.
We have Congressman Tony Coelho, the author of the ADA, who's going to be there.
Finally, he's coming out.
Yes.
Again.
We got 10 Ton Mojo. We got Bob D and Petro.
Yes.
We got Asbury Steven and the Jacks. And then we got Black Rose Rebellion. And then the Outsiders.
Nice.
All one night, one day, all the money, $25 in advance, $30 at the door, goes to Rock and Recovery. So if you want to buy me a present, buy a fucking ticket.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
26 going to be a hell of a party down the beach.
Oh, yeah.
We're all going to be there. We're going to have a blast. Then we go July 29th because it's my fucking birthday.
Absolutely, for sure. And
And
thanks
I'm 18 again.
18 again. And thanks in advance to Maryland Death Fest for having me out this weekend. So anybody who's going to be going in and out of Baltimore in the power plant area and Edison's lot, you'll be running into me a bunch because Maryland Death Fest starts tomorrow. 4 days, almost about 60 bands playing in Baltimore. So definitely going to be a biggie one out there. So come on out. All fans, we challenge you at the end of every episode. Music is back. Get out and support these guys. Buy some CDs, buy some T-shirts if you can't make the shows. Definitely do what you can to keep these guys out on the road, and that goes for supporting Silvertung as well. So on behalf of Silvertung, Speed, and Jimmy, we thank them so much. And on behalf of the Metal Summit, for Angel Alamo, for Queen Bee, Bobby Dreyer, for the Motley Jew, Psycho Steve, and for myself as well. We thank you guys so much. We will see you guys next week. Guest announcement on Friday. Enjoy your guys' weekend. Get out and see some shows. And again, love and support goes out to the Silvertung camp, Tongue Nation, for everybody who tuned in tonight. So thank you guys all so much. Take care. We will see you guys next week. As always, you've been watching the Metal Summit.
Love you guys, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.